Hello, good morning. Welcome to JC Connect. So in the last class, we have started with hydraulic pumps from module 2. So in the last class, we have discussed about the working principle of a hydraulic pump. What are the different types of pumps like reciprocating type and rotary type, and the general working principle of a centrifugal pump, the different components of a centrifugal pump, and the classification of centrifugal pump based on the working head, based on the number of stages, and based on the direction of flow through impeller. And we have also studied the types of casing which we are using in a centrifugal pump, which are volute casing, vortex casing, and diffuser casing. So these are just a basic things about a centrifugal pump. So today we'll be discussing about how the centrifugal pump works, how it is used in domestic purposes and industrial purposes, how it is connecting a lower head tank to the upper head tank and transferring the water from lower level to the higher level. So let's start. So as you can see, there is a diagram of the centrifugal pump. So in which I'll just explain you the parts first, then we'll go to the working. So as you know, this is a pump, okay, and this is an impeller. Impeller is a kind of vane or a blade which we have studied in turbines. So in this we are calling it as the rotating element in pump is known as impeller, and this is the casing. The casing is provided to protect the impeller and for the proper and uniform flow of water. So this impeller is provided with vanes or blades, okay. These are vanes, okay, through between which the liquid flows, or generally we say water. So I may be using liquid or water, it means the same. When you are using water as a working fluid in the centrifugal pump, it is water. When different liquids are used like oil and all, so we are using as a liquid, okay. So this impeller is having a eye. This is eye of the pump, or we can say eye of the pump. So, and this is a suction pipe, foot valve and strainer. This is the delivery pipe, and we have something called as delivery valve, okay. Now, so what is this HS, HD and H? We'll discuss it. So before going for this HS, HD and H, first we'll discuss the about different parts of it. So first comes the foot valve and the strainer. Foot valve is nothing but the kind of valve which is placed at the bottom portion of the suction pipe and through which water enters into the impeller, and it is a one-way valve, so it does not allow the water to come back. So water is entering in one direction, it is not coming back. So this is a one-way valve. So valve is something which is allowing the fluid or liquid to flow into the impeller in a one-way direction, okay. There's no, it is a non-returning valve. What is strainer? Strainer is a kind of filter which is filtering the dust particles or solid particles from not allowing it to entering into the impeller, or else if the impurities or the solid particles, if they enter the impeller, they may damage the parts of the impeller, they may cause an obstruction in the flow of the liquid. So that's why we have to provide a strainer to filter out the solid materials or impurities. And so you can see that this is about foot valve and strainer. So now the fluid has to flow through a medium, or the liquid has to flow through a medium. That medium is known as, through which it is flowing, is known as suction pipe. So that's why it is called a suction pipe. It is placed at the suction side of the impeller. So you can see that this suction pipe is dipped inside the water, whose one end is dipped inside the water which is there in the sump. Sump is nothing but the tank or the lower head tank. Okay, so lower tank or sump is known as, here is connected, is the suction pipe is dipped in this lower head tank or known as sump. Okay, so now this suction pipe is, you can see that this is a normal line and this is a dotted line. This dotted line means that suction pipe is connected to the behind of the impeller and it is connected like this. So you can see that if I connect it, the suction pipe is like this going on and it's connecting to the eye of the impeller like this. So there is a impeller here, it is connecting like this to the impeller in a perpendicular way. Okay, so now what happens is, okay, so suction pipe ho gaya. Now, so this is the eye of the impeller, which is the center of the impeller through which the liquid enters into the impeller blades, and this impeller is connected to a or mounted on the shaft of the electric motor. So this electric motor is run by the electricity. So as you have seen in turbines, what happens is the liquid energy or the hydraulic energy which is flowing over the turbine, and the turbine rotates, and turbine when rotates, it rotates the alternator in the generator, and the generator produces electricity. So generator is the one which is producing electricity, the motor is the one which is taking the electricity to produce mechanical energy, and the generator is the one which is using mechanical energy to convert it into electrical energy. So there is a shaft which is provided to the motor on which we are mounting the impeller. So when we switch on the current, and the current will allow through the motor and it is rotating, and because of this rotation the impeller also rotates, which is mounted on the shaft of the motor. Okay, now, so there is a casing provided. Casing, I have told, it is a flow passage, and it provides a flow passage for the flow of water between the impeller and the casing. So casing is nothing but a kind of housing which is provided to the flow of water. Now the delivery valve. What is delivery valve? By the name only you'll get to know that it's a valve which is delivering the water to the overhead tank, which is allowing the water to flow to the overhead tank. This is only open when, this delivery valve is only open when the pressure is, when the high pressure is developed inside the impeller. Otherwise till then it is closed. Next, the delivery pipe is the pipe which is delivering the water from the pump to the overhead tank. So these are some parts of the centrifugal pump and its working. So now what is this H, HD and HS? So first we'll go with the HS. You can see it is from this level to this level. So we can say that it is the vertical distance between the center line of the pump and the overhead surface of the, or the surface of the water in the sump. And what is HD? It is the vertical distance between the center line of the pump and the water level in the tank. So whatever water level is there in the tank and the center line of the pump, the vertical distance between these two is known as what? Delivery head. Next, what is manometric head? It is the actual head developed by the pump. Actual head developed by the pump from the sump to the overhead tank, from the surface of the water in the sump to the surface of the water in the delivery tank. Okay, so these are some parts and some terminologies which we use in centrifugal pump. So now how it works? So what happens is, so as I have told, this impeller is mounted on the shaft of the motor, electric motor. So when we switch on the current, it will start flowing through the electric motor and the electric motor starts rotating. in turn it rotates the impeller. Because of the rotation of the impeller, it creates a suction force, or it creates a vacuum inside this suction pipe. Vacuum is nothing but the low pressure created. So it creates a vacuum inside this suction pipe, and whatever water is there in this sump, this water is there in this sump, will be at atmospheric pressure. So as this suction pipe, in the suction pipe we are generating vacuum pressure. As we know that pressure flows from higher level to the lower level. So whatever water is there in the atmospheric pressure will start entering into this foot valve, through this foot valve into the suction pipe, because the suction pipe is having low pressure, is maintained at low pressure, and the water is at atmospheric pressure. So because of this pressure difference between the water in the sump and the suction pipe pressure, the water is getting sucked into the through the foot valve and the strainer into the suction pipe, and it enters into the eye of the impeller from the behind. Okay, and this eye of the impeller is connected to the shaft of the motor. So now when it is now it starts when it has entered into this eye of the impeller, now that water is transferred to the blades. When it comes out to the blades, when it is rotating at high speed, so it is throwing the water outside. When it comes out in the impeller, what happens is it will start throwing the water outside. Because of the rotation of the impeller, it will throw the water outside. So when it is throwing the water outside, it is throwing with high velocity, with some velocity. That velocity is hitting the casing, because when it is hitting the casing, it is converted into pressure. When the water is being thrown out with high pressure and high velocity, it is hitting the wall of the casing, through which it is getting converted into pressure energy. So till then it comes out, when it comes out of the impeller, it is, before it goes into the delivery pipe, it is complete, the velocity energy is completely converted into, sorry, the velocity energy is completely converted into pressure energy, or we can say that the kinetic energy of the fluid with which it has entered into the impeller is getting converted into pressure energy when it flows over the in the casing, or the flow passage between the impeller and the casing. Okay, so here the pressure energy is the kinetic energy of the liquid is converted into pressure energy. Okay, so now it will flow with high pressure from the delivery pipe. This delivery valve will open only when the high pressure is generated in the impeller, otherwise it is closed. So by this we are transferring the liquid from lower level to higher level. Okay, and here we are converting hydraulic energy into, sorry, mechanical energy of the rotation of the shaft into hydraulic energy. Okay, this is the working of centrifugal pump, and this is the important question which has always been asked in the external exams of VTU theory exams. Okay, so this is the just the main components of centrifugal pump. As I told, that is the suction pipe, foot valve, strainer, pump, and we have impeller, casing, delivery valve, and delivery pipe. You can go through the things, and this is the explanation of the centrifugal pump, that is liquid from the sump enter the pump at the center called eye of the impeller. When the motor is switched on, the impeller starts rotating. Because of this rotation, the vacuum is created at the eye of the pump, which results in the suction of the liquid from the sump or tank through suction pipe. Here the liquid gets energized and comes into the contact with the impeller. As the impeller is rotating, liquid at the outer periphery with high pressure. From the casing, the liquid at high pressure is taken into delivery tank through delivery pipe. So these are some, this was the working for the centrifugal pump. So now we'll discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of centrifugal pump. So it is simple in construction and operation. It consumes low power. it is relatively inexpensive. So compared to other pumps, it is inexpensive, and it is used for, as we know, we use it for our domestic purposes and industrial usage, and it has low maintenance. So next one, the disadvantages are cannot be operated for high discharge pressure. So if I want high discharge and if I want high pressure at the end, so this type of pumps are not suitable for this kind of work. It produces cavitation. The cavitation is nothing but formation of bubbles in the pump, which causes cavities in the pump. So this I will discuss in the next class, about cavitation and priming. Can't deal with more viscous liquids like mud and waste. So what happens is there is something called as viscosity. The viscosity is nothing but the resistance offered by a liquid for its flow. So if, like for an example, we are using, the honey is more viscous than water. So if you try to flow the honey, it will flow very slowly, but water will flow easily compared to honey. So we can say that honey is more viscous than water. So the whatever viscous liquids are there, it cannot we cannot use this in centrifugal pump, and it must be primed before starting. So about priming and cavitation, I'll discuss it about in the next class. Okay, now the application. So most 70 to 80% is used in domestic purposes, or in industry purposes. So we are using this type of pumps in water supply and irrigation purposes, and yeah, it is used in dairy industries to transfer the dairy products like curd, milk, flavored milk. Okay, and all different dairy products, as we can see, as we always observe, and chemical industries, in food processing industries, pharmaceutical industries, aerospace, and these for the purpose of refrigerants and cryogenics, and in oil industries like oil energy for pumping the crude oil, the slurry used by refineries and power generation plants. So it means that centrifugal pumps are not only used to pump the water, it is also used to pump different types of liquids like water, oil. Okay, so we are generally talking about, in our home, we are, in our domestic purposes we are using water, so we generally speak about water. So in generally we are using centrifugal pump for liquids. Okay, by seeing this applications. Fine. So thank you. If you have any queries, you can contact me. Have a good day.